Spirits answer during exorcism, according to a creepy documentary. But we should know that the doctrine of the Christian faith tells us never to listen or to converse with demonic entities. Never, ever, ever. Because when you do that, it means that you're putting yourself in the authority of the evil one. Besides that, they're lying. Now, spirits answer during exorcism, according to a creepy documentary, making the rounds of the internet, causing horror and intense concern. Despite the good intentions of those out there, is causing an audio document from the haunting house somewhere in Washington, and how not when in its spirits can clearly be heard answering the paranormal investigator. Keith Linder was forced to seek expert help as he believed his home was still inhabited by Irish settlers who had bid farewell to our world many years before, but not his home either, so he calls two specialists, ghost hunters from Britain, for help. Steve Mara and Don Phillips thus traveled to the American capital of Washington. According to their claims, they lived an eerie experience which even they probably did not expect. Well, this should be done actually by a Christian Orthodox priest. The house blessing with holy water is a special prayer to rid the house of poltergeist and demonic entities. Now, I had a goddaughter who had poltergeist in her house that she had bought way below market value because obviously it was haunted. Now, I asked my father confessor, I said, why are houses in the UK so full of paranormal and poltergeist activity? He says it's probably because the people that lived there in the past were involved with black magic. Now, going back to this, they actually asked the spirits to confirm if they were any Irish remaining in the house, getting an unexpected positive response. And after seeing a response, they said to move on to more personal questions, shamelessly asking if they wanted to harm Keith. The latter was probably relieved to hear that he was not in their crosshairs. Quote, "We moved here in the spring of 2012, and almost immediately we started hearing noises and witnessing unexplained phenomena," end quote. The American confided to the Mirror, the newspaper. To be more specific, he said, "We heard children coughing and banging. We saw objects falling by themselves and some to mysteriously disappear. After some particularly malicious activity, we decided to perform an exorcism. I saw with my own eyes 3 Bibles and a cross catch fire out of nowhere, while the statue of the Virgin Mary disappeared," end quote. The exorcism, at least, not only took place since activity in the months that follow was minor, even if that means faucets turning on by themselves and mysterious marks on the walls, but it also left an audio document for skeptics everywhere. Paradoxically, they disappeared from YouTube, and the Mirror downloaded the relevant post. We only found the video, he says. Keith was finally forced to move out a few days ago as he did not want roommates, albeit innocent but noisy spirits. So, when you have a house like that, the best thing is to get rid of it and, move out, go somewhere else. Now, years ago, one of my subscribers sent me a comment saying that he was living in a house that he was renting with option to buy. I think it was in Oklahoma. And he found it ever since they moved there with his wife and his mother-in-law. He was being pulled off the bed and found himself in the morning sleeping on the floor or somewhere else in the house. And I told him to get in touch with a Christian Orthodox priest. I gave him the telephone number. And he said, he got back to me, he says he was talking on the phone with the priest for half an hour. He said he found out that the cul-de-sac that he was living in was actually built over an old ancient Indian Native American burial ground. And I asked my priest here, I said, who should he do? He said, tell him to move away. So that's what I commented. I wrote back to him saying, move out of the house since you don't have to, don't buy it. Move out somewhere else. So that's what was going on with him in his cul-de-sac in Oklahoma. The neighborhood was built over an ancient Native American burial ground. So please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.